We are live. Let's get it up, make sure it's running. There we go. We share that everywhere. Share now. There we go. Right, ladies and gents, apologies if you just joined in there and I looked like I was rambling to absolutely nothing. I was not. I was looking at the screen. I was setting this up. This is the very first time I have went solo live on Newcastle Fans TV. So what up? Thank you. Throw some love in the comments. I can see all your comments on this side on my laptop. Throw in your comments, throw in your likes, throw in the subscribes, the shares. You know how it is. Show everyone. Look. Let's get right into the thick of this, right? What a Sunday this was for Newcastle United. Whether you were following the men, whether you were following the women, 3 points to be had everywhere. Hammerings for the teams we were against. Look, you could not complain one little bit, I don't think, when it comes to this Sunday. I'm going to start off straight with the meat of the table. No bread, no water, just meat. And we have got the men's match smashing the Red Devils 4-1. Yeah, what an absolute performance by the lads. Fantastic. Obviously, everyone's a little bit worried. Eddie Howe's in hospital. You've got to be concerned, going into that one against Man United. You didn't ever know how they're going to turn up against us. It's one of those teams you always get a little bit worried, should I say, when it comes to facing teams like Man United. I always get a little bit worried. I'm always like, going into it with Alabanta, like going to smash them and all that. And you know what it is, we went in and we did that. Absolutely phenomenal performance. Continuing that real drive for Europe. We're sitting fourth now after smashing Man United, and it looks ever more set that we are definitely returning to the Champions League. I think it's getting set in stone. All the boys are getting the cans ready. They're getting the train tickets, the plane tickets. They're getting all sorts ready to get themselves out into Europe. I've already mentioned it all last night. I've been like, yeah, next season if we're in the Champions League, we're going over now. We're going for 3 days or something. We'll have 2 nice days, and then one of the days we'll go and join in the match atmosphere. Boys. Give me credit though, will you? Give me credit. Anyways, but no, it is looking ever more set like that. We're going into it with a class lineup. Things at the minute you could be a bit more worried looking at the lineup. But a couple of names missing. But Harvey Barnes, much to my correction by many people, Harvey Barnes is certainly going into form. Certainly turning into that player I expect now. He's had his injury troubles, and I think he's proven when he stays fit and he's available all the time, Harvey Barnes is just as good as Anthony Gordon. You can switch them in and out all day long, and you've got 2 absolute blinding wingers. Murphy, do I need to say more? Jacob Murphy, video done. Like, share, subscribe. See you later. That said, I do have a little bit of an opinion about Jacob Murphy. Keep an eye on the channel, or if you're a member, you can go and subscribe and become a member for 99p a month and get exclusive access to some of the videos. In some videos, you'll get them earlier than everyone else, so the rest of the general public. But Jacob Murphy turned into an absolute stalwart, and he's played a blinder yet again. Isak's assist. Wow, I was coming back from the women's match and heading through town, and I could hear the raw St. James's. Love that. And my goodness, when I watch those highlights back and seeing the way that Alexander Isak touches it, flicks it up over to Sandro, for Sandro to do the one-time finish. What a beautiful partnership and future they are going to have for us, and what a beautiful future we're going to have. Unbelievable goal. Harvey Barnes, obviously we concede to Garnacho, and his celebrations aging well, innit, ladies and gents, But yes, then we'll go into Harvey Barnes, just making an absolute mockery of them with some brilliant, calm finishing to match his gameplay, which has been probably his best game since coming back from injury overall, not just for the goals, for the way he was passing, the way he was getting cutting in. You've seen him very hungry lately, and I've been whinging and bitching about him. I won't even lie to you, I've been whinging and bitching about him. He's just not making the right pass. His shot's just off. He's getting there. I'll stand fully corrected, and I'm happy to stand corrected. Give us some abuse in the comments if you want to. That would be absolutely fine. But yeah, it's obviously a fantastic little situation that we've got going on. And to finish it off, I do not know what Manchester United are going to do with goalkeeper, but gone are the days of De Gea. Gone are the days of Schmeichel, because my goodness, they are having a nightmare when it comes to between the sticks, aren't they? I don't know what was up with his distribution yesterday, but that last one really punished him. And Bruno just gets a ball knocked over him, and he's like, all right then, I'll have a bit of this. Clean, easy finish. Too easy for Bruno almost. It's one of those where if he doesn't score it, he's going to hang his head in clean shame. Easy for him, really easy. Finish it out, 4-1. Fantastic game. We get the presser from Jason Tyndall. Jason Tyndall talks a bit about, Eddie Howe, how the team's come. Do you know what? In fact, instead of me rambling, let's listen to Mad Dog himself.
Super proud of the players. Not surprised, because we've got a fantastic group of players. Got some great leaders within that. And it's at times like this when the manager's not there and he's not there to lead the team that you have to step up individually and collectively. And everybody certainly did that today. So, really proud of the players to go out and deliver the performance that they did today against a good Manchester United team. I'm sure everyone would be proud of them. Oh yeah, obviously it's different when you're obviously stepping in to lead the team in the absence of the manager. It's always going to be slightly different. This week was slightly different, having to sort of prepare the team. But we've worked together for so long now. We've been together for 17 years. We know the expectations and the demands set upon ourselves individually and what we set upon the rest of the group. And it's then down to the players to take that information on board and go out and deliver a performance. And they certainly went out and did that today.
And they certainly went out and did that today. God damn right they did. If you just joined me, I've seen Matt in the comments there. Matt, evening Joe, hope you're doing all right. Yep, Harvey Barnes and Gordon, definitely good options on the left, and would like the same good choice for the right. Yeah, do you know what, Matt? Indeed, I agree with you. That right side, which if you keep an eye out, I think you would have already seen it because you're a member of the channel, so I think you've already seen my opinion, which... Shh. Let that go public first, my mate. I think the right needs a little bit more option on it, and it would maybe spur on for people to... I never know, next season we might try Barnes on the right, we might try Gordon on the right a bit, switch him about a bit, see what happens. I doubt it's going to work that well, but you never know what comes. I'm always up for in the friendlies and stuff in the summer, pre-season, giving a bit of a mix. But yes, glad to hear Eddie Howe is recovering. Wish him the best and hope he gets back in the dugout soon. I'm sure I will all do. Obviously, the news has broke that Eddie Howe has pneumonia, which is obviously a bit of a sad affair. Probably going to miss another game, I would imagine. I've just noticed, apologies, but the title is completely wrong. So ignore that title, ladies and gents. If you are in here, we are discussing the last two games of the season on Sunday, which is the men and the women's. Finishing out with the men's, obviously, wicked performance. Everyone is playing tremendously well. There is obviously a lot of people who are worried, do we get Europe, do we not get Europe? And I think at this point in time, do we not get Champions League, I should say. And I think at this point in time, Champions League is without a doubt on the charts forward. I don't think anything is going to knock what off the chart now. My only two worries now are Aston Villa and Brighton. So, that said, moving on. Newcastle United women. this weekend. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to end that right there, and I'm going to jump back on. Give us just a minute or two. Actually, no, we'll roll with it. We'll roll with it. The title's wrong. It is what it is. We don't mind. We'll roll. You'll learn your lessons. I'll rename it in a bit. So that said, we're rolling on. Newcastle United women, they are ending up against lower the league Blackburn Rovers. Blackburn haven't had the greatest season at all. It's been a bit of a hard one for them. So going into this, Newcastle United women were always going to be the favourite. Despite any sort of recent form, despite anything that's been going on, Newcastle United women were without a doubt going into this as favourites. But even me, I was fully expecting a different outcome to this match. I was expecting this match to be a lot more difficult. I was expecting this match to be more of a scramble. You know, I was fully expecting we'd have to come back from something in this match. 2 seconds, guys. I'm just going to quickly change the title. There we go. Title is changed. We are sorted. What a weekend for Newcastle United. So yes, thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for jumping on. We do have someone to bring in now. We've had a couple of issues right there, but we're rocking. It wouldn't be me without having some sort of issue, would it, realistically? So we'll pop onto this screen. I'm got Lainey, the one, the only, drones by Lainey. You will see in the bottom there on the ticker. You will see where to follow Lainey on Instagram, everywhere you want to look at, because goddamn, she has some fantastic drones. And that said on drones, Lainey, you have just done a giveaway, haven't you? What's that?
Yes. I hit 1.6k on Instagram, I believe, or 1.5. And I just wanted to give back. I've received a lot of support, obviously. A lot of following over the last two seasons ish. And yeah, I just wanted to give back to the people that were supporting. So I decided to do a little giveaway.
Who were the winners?
Jamie Gallen
Oh,
and Molly Gascoigne.
Jamie Gallen. Jamie Gallen, he doesn't deserve one. He's always going on about something. And Molly, that's a fix. Bet she's slipping a 10 at you. No, yeah, that's class. That is absolutely class. Obviously, I missed out on this one, but I'll definitely be getting involved in another one. Do you reckon there'll be another one coming up?
Yeah, definitely. I'm always up to do giveaways. I'm always up to do some drawings for people. Just the kind of person I am. I'm always available for them.
Yeah, I will say testament to that. My logo, the J Kenja logo that you made for me, is absolutely phenomenal. So maybe we might pop up and we'll discuss a little collaboration on the next giveaway. Maybe I'll jump in on that one. We'll get it pushed about. So Lainey, obviously you know a fair bit about Blackburn. You're a bit pals with a couple of the players. She's not a supporter, ladies and gents. She's not a supporter of Blackburn. Don't worry about that. But what were your feelings going into the match? Because for me, I was walking into it with like a little bit of, I felt like, yep, it's a guaranteed 3 points, but I felt also like Blackburn were going to bring quite a bit of fight to the match. What was your feelings going into it?
I think I was more 50-50 than anything. I think based on our form, yes, it would have been, obviously it was an easy 3 points. But I think from Blackburn's perspective, the form that they had coming up to this game, I think they had just won 1 off the bat. And obviously momentum's good once you win. Everyone knows that once you have one win, you start to pick up your pace a bit. But just watching the game, it looked like they kind of just backtracked and they just forgot everything, and yeah, hit them in the end, didn't it?
It certainly did. I mean, we'll come out with a 6-0 victory, which for me, it almost took us back to like the final days when we're sitting like, wow, when's this going to end, sort of thing. And it did feel like that. I was talking to Becky in the press on that, and that, you can see that on NFTV Extra. We'll show you a clip of something Becky has to say in a bit as well. But even Becky was saying like Newcastle were clinical in attack. We were getting so many chances forward, and it wasn't a matter of not taking your chances. It was just the chances that were took and didn't hit. They defended, or they got someone in the way, or the keeper made a save. It seemed hard for Blackburn, didn't it?
Yeah, it just seemed like they just couldn't grab a hold of the ball properly. Every time they did, they were just giving it back to her, and it just felt like we were just punishing them every time for it.
Damn straight away. Obviously 6-1. Shania Hales gets on the board from an assist from Emily Murphy, who had nearly swore there. And again, a really good game. And Shania Hales' finish was absolutely brilliant, and it puts her back in the running for the Golden Boot. Freya Gregory comes in, again, another player who, quite frankly, for me, was in contention for player of the match. She comes in, it rebounds, and she ends up getting another chance, and a brilliant finish from the angle that she's at. Getting it over the keeper's legs, who went down. And then Beth Lumsden to finish out the first half. And just as per usual with Beth Lumsden, she's got a certain finesse about all her finishes, hasn't she, Lainey?
She has. She just hits them perfectly, I think. She doesn't seem to think about it either. She just hits it and it goes in.
There's been a couple of them where she's sort of like, I mean, I can't move much after the charity football match on Saturday, but she sort of just like turns and whips it. And when she does that, I'm like, whoa, that's not getting in, that's getting skyward. 9 times out of 10, it's straight, same place, centre of the net, just above the keeper reach. Boom, easy job for her. We'll come out in the second half, and Emily Murphy, finally, I felt like it was always coming on Sunday that she was going to score, but she finally got a goal on Sunday, which it seemed to just, the amount of chances that she had and the amount of goal involvements that she had, and chances that she created, you were like, she's got to score today. And eventually she gets it in, really tidy finish as it bounces back over to her. And then we get substitutes Amy Andrews and Isabel Sibley. And me and Bernie had a bit of a disagreement in the stands at this point, Lainey. I think you might have possibly heard a little bit of that. But we're just talking about like who should have been substituted, who shouldn't have, etc., etc. And fair play, I stand corrected. Amy Andrews came on. She had a brilliant, like 20 minutes or so, didn't she?
Yeah, she had a lovely little cameo when she came on. I think Becky definitely got the subs right this game, because each and every single one of them put in an amazing shift. So yeah.
You're bang on right there. I think this was sort of the best substitutes you could have made. Seeing, obviously, I'm overlooking one, but we'll get through the goals and talk about the one that I'm overlooking in a moment. And then Isabel Sibley, she gets one and you're happy for her. Whenever a player like sort of comes back after not featuring much and they get a goal straight away, you're like, yes, buzzing for you. But then she goes on, she makes a second one in the 90, taken with a 6-0. Like, that's massive for Sibley, isn't it, Manlini?
Yeah, honestly, I think everyone was just happy for her to like be on the pitch, and then for her to score 2 goals, I think it just created such a good little atmosphere that it was just nice to see. Nice to see her smiling and being happy, you know.
It was. All her teammates bouncing straight over, buzzing for her, absolutely just ecstatic for what she'd just done. And it really, really shows like how important it is to some of them, like seeing Sibley, just the way she was smiling, like you say. So how important it is to come back onto the pitch, and how important it is to make a return after not featuring, but never mind being injured. And the player in question there is obviously Liv Isabelta. Olivia Watt. Yeah, Lainey and I, you've got just about as much love as what I have for Olivia Watt, and wow, it was lush seeing her run back on, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was spot on. Honestly, I think I lost my voice by the end of it, to be fair.
When she came on, it was just Rose, just like, yes, Liv, come on, yes, what? She was something else as well, like coming on, and you worry sometimes when players come back from injury and they step onto the pitch, and you're like, ooh, are you going to have a good time? Are you going to miss hit it a couple of times? What's going to happen? And she didn't miss it. It's like she hasn't been gone, isn't it? She's just fell straight back into the same way. I thought she was brilliant.
Yeah, she was. She just fit perfectly back in. Got in straight in with the tackles, and like she had never been away.
It was literally straight back up for the attack and everything, putting them high balls in over the top, She's fantastic, and I hope that now we can see her feature in it in all of the rest of the games. I'm not saying starting 11, not at all. Maybe last game of the season, starting 11, what have you. But I think for the last few games, I would really like to see Liv featuring, and maybe even getting a full half out of her. That would be nice. Obviously, if she's ready, Liv, I'm not pushing you to do too much there. But that said, me and Jeff were in the presser. We do have a little word from Becky here, so we'll chuck this one on for you.
Of course, we want to give ourselves the best platform for next season. We want to be punching right at the top of the table to show, the quality we have in the group. And I think, we want to max out those last 4 games before today with 12 points. And we were a step closer, and we just want to be winning these next 3 games. And we want to really showcase what we can do against the best. And Charlton are right up there. Birmingham are fighting with London City to probably win the league now. And we've taken points off both teams. We should have beaten Charlton when we played them at home. If you remember, it was 3-1 with 2 minutes to go. We ended up drawing the game 3-3. So we've got some things to put right next week. And it's my 30th birthday, so I'll be looking forward to it.
So my first request about that one, Lainey, are you going to Charlton, are you? You aren't you?
I am, yes, I am.
Make sure you sing happy birthday to Becky for us, man, will you? Because I won't be
We
there.
will.
Yep, good. That's the important one. Our focus now, they want to just get as high as they can in the table. And, I was worried, we mentioned it in the women's podcast, I was like, what's the focus going to be? Is it going to be get as high as you can, or is it going to be test out some players, because it's a good chance to sort of like see where you're at with players, who's still fitting, who you might need to sort of let go as sad as it is, who you might need to bring in, who you might want to switch aside, etc., etc. And she's still focusing on the league, and she's also bringing players in, like Liv Watt's ready to go, boom, Liv Watt's back in. I'm sure when Alicia Body's ready to go, Alicia Body's going to make a feature. So it's good that she's sort of balancing everything out, isn't it, Lainey? And like people are getting a chance while we're still fully fighting for as high as we can go.
Yeah, I think it's important to keep fighting for a decent position in the league. I think we are joint either 4th or 5th, I think, at the moment.
Yeah.
Which I think for our first season's absolutely spot on. Obviously you look at the team that came up with Portsmouth, who haven't had it easy, who haven't had it hard, but they've struggled to kind of fit in and grasp it, where we've kind of just flourished, like we've been in the league before. But I'm glad she's balancing it out, so the people that are fit and ready to come back are getting straight back in, and they're cooking with gas.
I like that one. They're definitely cooking with gas, like it's unreal. Just take a second and have a little look at the comments here. We've got Northern Shark. I read Joe. I read Northern Shark. I'm not an air seal, so please stay away from us. Matt Lewis, the win they had against Saints came a bit out of nowhere, and they still got a relegation fight. Next week is a massive one for them, but with quality, so clinical and free-flowing. Yep. Hopefully we smash Charlton too. They managed a 3-3 and added time at Kingston Park, but the lasses have gained more experience in the Championship since then. Northern Shark, that is absolutely bang on, that one, my mate. Like, I agree with that. We have gained a hell of a lot more experience since going against Charlton. We know how to manage our games more. Ellie Pearson, hi. Hiya. Kev Snowden. And, of course, Matt Lewis, once again. Matt, I was loud on these, man. So will you pipe down a minute, mate? How, man? No, man. We love it. Looking forward to the Charlton game of the weekend. Hopefully we can put the 3-3 right. And the Northern Shark, 1 year ago today, the lasses became champions and joined the Championship. However, major changes were made with many girls leaving, including Dodds. More drastic changes may come this summer to push for the WSL. That is a perfect little point to talk about the players and what we think's going to go, what's going to go on going forward. We've discussed about it. I know a lot of people are mentioning about Emily Murphy being such a good speaker and such, and I can see players like Emily Murphy, Freya Gregory staying, Alicia Body staying, Emma Kelly. I think the ones people are worried about, and I'm pretty certain you would be in the same mindset here, Lainey, is the likes of your Katie Barkers, even some people, Olivia Watt, because they haven't featured as much this season. There's some rumblings about like maybe possibly Amy Andrews, because she hasn't quite filled the role where maybe wanted her to. What do you reckon is any other players that I haven't mentioned that you're worried about that might go in the summer?
Grace Donnelly.
Yeah.
I think could be a big one going. And it's tough to say, I think, isn't it? But definitely the ones you've mentioned are definite up there for me, that I believe could be going, which would be sad to see, especially Katie Barker and Olivia Watt and stuff if they do go.
It is. It's. And Northern Sharks just said in the comments there, I really want to keep Potty. I think Potty is a one who I know some people have mentioned they're a little bit worried about, but I don't think Potty's one we'll have to worry about that much because she has a little bit of WSL experience. She is a very experienced player, and she has literally only lost her place due to injury. Where some of the other players that, like Katie Barker, Grace Donnelly, they are two perfect examples to players who haven't just lost the place because of maybe injury. It's also because of the quality that's come in. And that's no slight to Katie Barker or Grace Donnelly. They are quality players and they've served amazing, but this is the way football works. The move in and everything flows differently. So, yeah, I think Potty stays. And then you've got to look at some of the older players, but I think even that, we've got a nice blend at the moment where you look at our team at the weekend on Sunday, and it was quite a young team. You still had your sort of locker room leaders like Demi Stokes, Rachel Furness, Deanna Cooper on the pitch. Amber Stobbs obviously sadly out due to injury. We're hoping to hear more about that soon enough. But we do have a lot of leaders on the pitch there, don't we, Lainey, really, who can guide these younger lasses.
Yeah, we do, which is very important when I'm obviously trying to push for the WSL. We need as many leaders as we can, really, to be fair. A lot of experience helps build, obviously, the younger ones up, get ready for what's to come.
Aye, and there's a lot coming. Fernie will tell them about that. Emily Murphy did have a little bit to say about the leaders that she's got on the pitch, so I'm going to switch to Emily for this one.
Of course it is. I said to Demi a couple of weeks back, I was like, you scare me a bit. She was like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, I grew up watching you, Dem. You know, like, this is pretty intimidating for me. And to play alongside her, the last game before I went away was London City, and I was playing on the left wing. She was my left back. Like, that's stuff you dream of as a kid. So yeah, no, it was very exciting, and using their expertise in both managing a game out as well as starting a game, I think is definitely influential. And yeah, they're big characters in the team and definitely help us get to that next level.
It's literally bang on to what we say, get onto that next level. It must be mind-blowing. I mean, you can see in the press as well, ladies and gents, if you haven't already seen it, the full presser, Emily Murphy talks about calling Shania Heels. She's sitting there and she's like, oh, you know, Shania Heels is a good kid. Which she's older than me. She's a good lass. She's a good lass. We've just lost Lainey there. So we'll stick with just me for this time being. What I'll do, just until Lainey possibly comes back in, actually she'll dive back in, no doubt, no Lainey. Or she'll mention if she can't. But just in case you can't, thank you very much, Lainey. Make sure you all go and follow Lainey. We'll just switch over to the screen. Follow one here, a little bit more tidy. Aha, Lainey's back. Right like that. As I switch the screen, right as I switch the screen, Lainey decides to pop back in. Do you know what I mean? We'll love it though. Thank you very much for coming back, Lainey. It's the leaders on the pitch pushing for the WSL, hitting that next level. Hopefully, I would really like next season, right? I don't fully see next season we're going straight up and getting a promotion and going into the WSL. Bye, Lainey. I don't see we're getting pushed up into the WSL. For me, I think next season is a season almost like Newcastle United men, trying to bring a trophy or get to our first major final. The Women's League Cup is going to be a big ask, but I think the Women's FA Cup is very much one that, for me, we could go and steal. You know, it's the FA Cup. Magic happens in the FA Cup. There she is. Magic happens in the FA Cup. And I think for me, next season is more about trying to get a big final on the go, having a good high finish in the Championship again, in the top four, which it's looking like we're setting towards if we keep this current form that we had on Sunday, and really getting stuck into like a big cup run and getting to the juicy end of the cup run like a Women's FA Cup. Lainey, what do you reckon for next season? What do you think the big focus is? I know promotion's going to be the focus, but for me, I don't think we'll get promoted next season. But what's yours? What do you reckon? How do you see next season going? I reckon, Lainey. I fully agree with you, actually, Lainey. That is a very good opinion. What you've just given us there. So yeah. Look, I think that's probably a good one to start wrapping up there. Thank you very much for tuning in. Everyone who's tuned in live, thank you for your comments. Matt, Northern Shark, we've got Kev, we've got Ellie. You know, you have all supported this, and I appreciate this being my very first live stream solo by myself. So hit the likes, hit the subscribes. Show your pals. If you're watching this back, same again. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Make sure you're showing your pals. Don't forget to hit the 99p store. Don't forget to hit the 99 pence membership and Thank you for tuning in. Lovely jubbly. Take care, and we'll see you next time, guys.